Good morning, everyone. We made it. It's Sheila and Melissa. We have our coffee. We have our topic. So today we wanted to talk about soul contracts and soulmates because that is, I think, in the energies out there right now, a lot of people are wondering, what is my purpose? What is my role? Am I stuck in the situation that I'm in? Is this the person for me? Like, there's just a lot of these questions out there. And I know that the conversation we've been having for the past couple of weeks, Sheila, has kind of almost led us to this place. And I love how these conversations are kind of leading into each other. So everyone, welcome. Good morning, Reverend Sheila Tillich. Welcome,
Good
welcome,
morning.
welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
So we're talking about soul contracts, and the idea, I think, especially for prior, to 1987 or 2012, those dates that we talk about, people felt like their soul contract was what they were here to do in this lifetime at this time, but that it was pretty much written in stone. And that a soul contract was going to kind of be what you accomplished in this lifetime, where you went, how you did things, who you met. And I know that in that old energy, people felt like they were stuck. If they were in a bad marriage, they were stuck. If they were in a job, they were stuck because they needed the retirement and divorce wasn't an option. Like, we were in these very boxed in areas of our lives. And so soul contracts kind of became I almost like it was the get out of jail free card. Like, this is my role. This is just what I got to do. And so it's bad, but I got to suck it up.
The victim role.
Yeah. I like that, Sheila. Victim role. Yeah. So
an excuse not to change or evolve.
Right. Like, it's my soul contract, so I'll just deal with it.
Yeah. Martyr. Whoa, woe is me. Give me the small violin because I'm not going to listen to it.
Oh, God, you took me back. I remember doing that to people. Please tell. Oh, well, good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Classic Cliche. Good morning, Karen. Hello, honey. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Lori. Hello. So I'm so glad you're all joining us. So, Sheila, are we victims? Are we stuck?
Oh, my goodness. No, girlfriend. No, that's what we're here to do, is to get unstuck and move forward through it and learn the lessons from it.
Right.
And follow your soul's purpose.
Yeah. And when we started talking about this topic, and I've been thinking about it all week, I'm going to be honest with you guys, like these were big things. And I knew we were going to have a really good conversation today because these are things people think about and talk about and ask about all the time, especially in my practice, and so, yeah. And I knew
that's exactly what I deal with.
Right.
It's not just the healing. It is like, I'm stuck. What do I do with it? And it all deals with, what you're doing. And a lot of them keeps trying harder. It's not about trying harder. It's try different. It's time to move on. That's what when we talk about the soul contract and soul buddies and the people that you meet, they're here for lessons. And it's time for us to move on in our ascension. All right. And what we talked about last week was about our contracts. And I said that they're not written. It's written in invisible ink.
I love that.
And that's what Cryon always talks about. When Lee channels Cryon, is that, we think that we're here for just a certain purpose. Well, guess what? This is a time now for all of us to ascend to a higher frequency. We talk about that all the time, meaning, what are we here for? And what is our spiritual divineness? And how do we do that? So that's with, realizing that the contract was invisible ink and it can be changed anytime. And that's because we have free choice. And that's what's wonderful, that we understand now the free choices that we have. And that's our awakening. We talk about the awakening.
And you just made me think of the quote by Maya Angelou, when you know better, you do better. And so,
you don't know what you don't know. That's what you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. And so now we can do better. And, what Spirit was bringing to me all week as I was kind of thinking about this topic was that we're here to now co-create our reality. So we're not stuck in the victim mode. We're not boxed in by what we think is our soul contract, or, we came here, I would say it's not even a soul contract, it's a soul purpose, and that can change.
Bingo. Soul purpose, not contract. That's like the new way of thinking of it, the new energy, the new consciousness, is that our soul's purpose. It's always about our soul's purpose. And a lot of times we don't know what it is and we get stuck in that old vibrational thinking. So we need to change the thinking. Change it, and we do that. I love that. What
Yeah,
Jay just said?
Yeah, and Jay Say is asking us, can we speed up our soul contract?
Yeah, you're doing it. You're listening to us. Well, it's you know what? It's talking about like-minded people with like-minded people, so that you understand that, oh my gosh, I mean, I have choices.
Yeah.
And I tell you, years ago when I was still in my victimization role, I didn't think I had any choice. I thought it was, this is my life story. This is what I'm meant here to do. So I'm going to live with it. And just like what you said, live with it, but it's the martyr role. And it's the opening of the ascension process of our divineness is what's happening. That's what this new consciousness is. And by connecting with other people, you start to realize that you have the power within yourself. That's the whole key, is going inside and finding the God source inside, which is already there, and then doing something. And it's synchronicity. We talk about that, how things happen for a reason. Things line up for a reason. You get laid off from a job. Oh my goodness. COVID happened. Oh my goodness. These are all things are part of our soul's contract, as far as soul beginning and soul's purpose, to take a look at yourself. Take a look at yourself, and you can change. You can change by doing different.
Right, by co-creating your reality. And so if you're stuck in the victimization, if you're stuck in the blame, if you're doing the blame game, if you're stuck in, the whole, it's never going to be me, I'm never going to be the one, that's where you have to kind of move up and change your perspective and get into hopefulness and positive expectation. And that's only going to happen if you do the inner work in the inner transformation.
Co-creation. Absolutely. Yeah. And we talked about that a few weeks ago too. Co-creation. Yeah. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
It is the actually, I'm reading what the comments was. It's exactly what we're here to do. It's to co-create.
Yeah.
Be who our troll wants us to be.
Right. And so if you feel like you're stuck in a level, if you feel like you're stuck in a situation that's not changing, like, you're the only one that can make a different choice. You're the only one. And that goes into, now we're talking about, like, maybe taking a leap of faith, or maybe, when we're asked to do something different. And honestly, Spirit is always going to bring us to doing something different. Spirit's never going to bring us down a road we've already been down, because they know where we've been. Our higher self, our soul, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, they know where we've been. They can see where we need to go. And so they're going to take us and give us the inspiration that's going to take us down that new trajectory. And that's always going to feel uncomfortable. That's always going to feel like you've got to take a leap of faith. And that's where people get like, oh my gosh, how do I do it? And that's why I think that many of us kind of get stuck in that whole, well, my soul contract is this, what I'm used to. But really, right. So now it's about saying, okay, the inspiration is I go down this new road, so I have to go within and hear, feel, see, and know that I'm safe, that I'm supported, that this is for me. And getting quiet is the only way that that's going to happen. So if you're really feeling stuck, you got to go within. There's nothing in the external that's going to change your situation. It's got to from within.
Can you see this Reverend is smiling like crazy, and Spirit saying, yes, finally, yes, we got it. Yeah. It's like, that's what I talk about all the time. And that's what it's about. And that's what gives people the power, when they can conceptualize that, but actually internalize it. Mm-hmm. The power within. Mm-hmm. That's getting, okay.
Coming to the realization of we can change is so scary, but it's like following the yellow brick road, being
right. And Lori, there we go again. We're talking about scary, fear, issues of the tissues, why we stay stuck. It all goes around. It's the same thing. Really take a look at yourself. What are you doing? As I said, don't try different. Don't try harder. Try different. And that's when you really take a look at yourself, or really what's going on inside yourself, the fears that you have, the anger that you have. Anger is a big one. Resentment is a big one too. Resentment, people, places, and things, and yourself, and that keeps you stuck. So try different. No, don't try harder. Just go within.
Yeah.
Co-create.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So that was soul contracts. And I think so let's turn this now to those of people that want to, really are kind of stuck on this idea of soulmate, because I also come up against this a lot. And
yeah, I'm reading that last question.
No, that's okay. So let's go there. Do we also believe we choose our exit point as in when we leave this world, and that can be changed, or if your time, it is your time?
Yes and no. It could be could be epiphany time to say, okay, I don't want to leave yet, so I'm going to stay. Just like all the health issues that I've had along the years. Back in the 90s, I had a ruptured appendix. I could have gone at any time then. In 19, I had sepsis. I could have gone then if I chose. And then also when I had the COVID back in April, I could have gone anytime, but I chose. My spirit says, no, it's not your time. And I knew that I had so much more to do, and spirit was not done with me yet. And my soul wasn't done, my ascension part. So yes, you can leave anytime. You have that choice. But isn't it delicious to stay in this beautiful frequency and see what's next? That's what I love about it. I love to see what's next.
I felt this when I lost my dad, but 4 years on, here I am living my best life, exploring all these spiritual and finding a new purpose. Stay strong. I love it, Sarah. So very nice.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
That's very nice.
Absolutely.
You're welcome, Jay.
You're welcome. Okay. So next topic.
Soulmates. Big one. Yeah.
I love that one.
Me too. Yeah, because people get in this idea that there's a one soulmate out there that's going to be the be all end all and fix all their problems and take away all the pain and do all the things. And what I don't want to say break their hearts, but
that's the old energy, that's the old energy talk. And when you put into perspective as far as your ascension, just like your contracts, once you put that into perspective as far, okay, soulmates and soul contracts, they kind of like go hand in hand, the old understanding. But think of it as the soulmate is here for the learning process, but also unfinished business from other lifetimes. And it's like, then you have the choice whether to continue with that same relationship that you had in the other lifetimes, to say, it's time. And relish the time you have with it. If you're in a soulmate situation, consider yourself soulmate situation. But it's like we have so many souls that we are connected with, all right? And we're all connected as mates, okay, together. And that's what we do, is that we make this time to come in at this time so that we can be in each other's frequencies. So there's many, many people that we come in contact with, many people. Soulmates, it might be just for a certain time. That's what I teach in the Vance class too, is like, my ex-husband, my relationship in my marriage was part of what I needed to do, but also it was part of my ascension, and it was time to let go, and there's people that you meet that and you say, oh, it's got to be my soulmate, but really it is the frequency that you're picking up. Do you remember the soul connection? All right. So the old way of thinking of my soulmate, no, it's the old connection that's been rekindled, so you both can do this work now, and expand.
So I thought I found my soulmate, but it turned out to be poop on the bottom of my shoe. Well,
yes.
It did, Sarah, because you were here to transform that relationship and learn something. So whether or not you needed to learn how to fix it or move on.
It's gone. Done. Next.
Well, and that's what people struggle with. We get, in our human experience, we get caught up in this, I've got to fix it, or this is my only person, so I've got to make it work, or that person is
those are the issues, and those are the issues in the tissues. Those are the issues in the tissues. Bingo. Bingo. Why do you do those things? Why do you think those things? The needy, the unworthiness, I can fix them
Yep.
instead of let's go inside and work on yourself and go to that divineness. You don't need to fix anybody. All right. You just need to live your divineness inside. I love how all these things get triggered. It's like, wait a minute. Let's talk about that.
No, it's so true because people get so caught up in I'm not going to find the one when there could be 5 or 6 ones. It just depends on where you are in your vibrational frequency and where they are in their vibrational frequency. And yes, Sarah, I have to, feel like everyone here and everyone that will watch us on the replay will know exactly what you're talking about, because as light workers, as empaths, as star seeds, we are higher vibrational frequency that's always going to attract the broken people. And, narcissists, yes, they're bad, but I never want to demonize them because something broke them. And so we have to love them.
Yeah. Lower frequency.
Yeah, we just have to love them where they are and know that they're, they'll either work on it themselves or they won't. And then we move on. And, I have had a whole lot of experience with this. So I feel you. And what I've learned is I have to love them where they are and not accept them to hurt me anymore, but send the light and love and the prayers, because hopefully we can, from our vantage point, pray for them in a way that will help them in their next journey.
Yeah. And, that's the involvement that you see in yourself when you can recognize that, that you don't have to be in that relationship. And narcissism, that's huge, but it's really about the lower vibration and everything that is still painfully inside through cellular memory, and how it manifests in this lifetime. But remember, you can co-create your life. You can change that. You can, send them the love and the compassion, just like what Melissa said, and actually move forward and learn from the lessons from it. So it's lower frequency. It's the duality that's here when we talk about the actual frequency that's here, and then you can recognize it, and that's the awakening process that you're all going through, which is awesome, which allows you to co-create better.
Right. Yeah, because when you can recognize where you are, then you can know where you're going.
Right. So that's that question now that Jay is saying. So soulmates can be a sibling or a family member? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And in every, isn't it something when you're in a family dynamics and your siblings, and you got 3 or 4 different kids and all of them have their own personalities, and they say, this one, how the heck do they get in that family? We were raised the same way. How do they turn out that way? Well, it's really about their soul contract, or that's old verbiage, but their purpose for the things that they need to learn. And then it's all about their choice. And sometimes they won't ever change. Right. But it's still about you, all right, and where you're going. And then knowing how to put those boundaries up, meaning your understanding of how you can take care of yourself in a loving, compassionate way by sending them the love and the compassion, and all of us have it in our lives.
Yes, we do.
We all have it, and it's recognized. And of course, we can't talk to them about this type of stuff.
No.
But we can be that example. And that's what being a light worker is about shining your light love out there of compassion and love, So absolutely, it can be a family member, big time.
Yeah. I have I have this on both ways. I've got the positive soulmate family members and then the negative soulmate family.
It's both. Well, that's the big classroom of life. Yeah. That's the learning process.
Right.
That is, what I always say. You release, you heal, and you evolve. You're releasing that old, you're healing from it, and now you're evolving to higher frequency, and to do different and bring new people into your life that can help you along on this ascension journey. Yeah. That's what you're all doing now. You're all doing. We're making the connection. We're taking the time to do this. And there's no coincidence that you're here.
No.
And that's what it's about. We're here to help each other, and let's do it together. I like that. What Sarah just said. My 3 kids are all chalk and cheese. such individual personalities. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful that you get to experience that?
No, it's so true. And Sharon says, so thankful this knowledge is becoming more common. It was shameful to be divorced when I went through it, but I believe in God would want me to be happy, even if that was being myself.
Well, that was the turning point for me. It really was, because I was a Christian secretary and I wasn't happy. And I really had to take a look at that. And it says, God wouldn't want me to be in this type of relationship. This isn't love. This isn't, coming from love and compassion, just for me. And that's why it is a choice of God realizing, God would not want you. And that's the old belief, once you're married, you always stay married. And those are the old things that we were taught. We were programmed into us. But once we finally get it, that it's about our happiness inside and our divinity inside, and what we're really here to do. It's not to be unhappy. It's to live a beautiful, joyful life.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, that is almost a foreign concept because they've been down in the bottom. They've been resonating so low. They've been around people resonating so low. Even if they're resonating higher, they're in these situations where they've got a lot of people around them that are dragging them down or holding them back. And, that's where we have to make the discerning decisions. Are we going to stay in this situation or are we going to move on? And, we've gotten to a point in the last, I think, 20 years where more people are choosing to move on because they are recognizing that we're here to have the joyful experience. We are here to be happy. And to stay in a bad situation is only going to keep you held down and not living your purpose, not being in your soul's mission.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The next question is awesome. Oh my goodness.
Does the knowledge you have not allow you to embrace death versus fearing it so you understand the afterlife?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The joy of being human and knowing that you're going to cross over. And so I've done hospice since the 1990s. And I was just talking with another friend about that recently, is that the joy of being able to be with a dying soul, or really rebirthing a new soul, rebirthing the soul, going back to what they really are. And the changes when they let go of that fear and they feel the joy, and they realize that it's all about love. And we take that love with us into other lifetimes and we don't need to fear it. But a lot of them are still dealing with the unresolved issues from these lifetimes, the anger, not worthy enough, guilt. And as a minister, I help them understand all that too, which is great. And then the beautiful miracles from the family situation when they experience this too. All right. The unresolved issues helps those people move on. And it's wonderful. The transition of getting out of that fear and embracing that afterlife, embracing it because, oh my goodness, I'm going back to my oneness with source and I get to do this again. I get to do this again and come with a whole new belief system. We have a lot of questions out there. Okay. We have, I'm in a relationship that a woman is to be in the background, faithful, maid, and cook. Well, that's the old, and believe me, been there, done that. And you got to take a look at that. And also, Christy put traditions are the opinions of dead people. True. All belief and programs that we've had. Where did that come from? It's passed on from generation to generation. I love that, Christy. Thank you for putting that in there. Yes, old opinions of old people that are dead, but once they cross over, they find out the truth. They find out it is about love, and real quickly, I'm going to say this real quickly. I learned that with my own parents. My relationship with my parents in human form is nothing like it is in spirit form. Because in human form, it was the lessons, they played the role that they were supposed to play so that I could be who I am today. And they smiled very lovingly on me now in spirit. And I know the love that they have, which is beautiful, and that's why the afterlife, I know about the afterlife because I've been there back and forth. And I communicate with the dead all the time, and they are the biggest gifts that you have. That's the oneness inside with God that you have. And you can tap into that anytime. So thank you, Christy.
Oh gosh, thank you everyone. That flew by, but I just wanted to give Sheila an opportunity because I know that we've talked a lot about soul purpose, soulmates, and how they can negatively impact our lives if and for some of them they come in here to do that to get us to grow, but we need to grow. So
Absolutely.
Sheila, I know you've got some events coming up.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
going on with you?
Okay. So this coming Wednesday is our Lightworkers connection, Lightworkers Circle connection, which is 7:11 to 8:41 p.m. Eastern Central Time. This is a group where we join each other and share our lives in community and service. And the topic is going to be about giving emotional support to each other and to yourself. All right, so that's what's going to be on Wednesday from 7:11 to 8:41. And then right after, I'm very, very excited. The Cryon team, which you guys know I'm on that, our Healing Wednesday Circle guest is my dear friend, Suzanne Giesman, where she has helped me on my journey back in 2012. So wonderful. And she talks about the afterlife and about the communication with the souls that have crossed over. So you would love, love, love to hear her. Love to hear her. And also, I would like to actually invite you all to take advantage of my free discovery call. I have a 30-minute discovery call. You go to my website, and whatever you want to talk about, whether it's healing, whether it's spiritual stuff, whether it's family stuff, counseling stuff, unity field healing, which of course is the newest, which I absolutely love. So please go there and take advantage of my 30-minute free discovery call. All right.
And
wonderful thing.
Yeah, no, it really is. And Sheila's website is right in the description box, guys. So feel free to utilize that. And also, I've got a lot of changes going on myself. So it's all exciting. So please take out, I have revamped and have a brand new website, guidance311.com, where you can now take a look at my services and also book your appointments yourself. So we're making things more streamlined and much easier. And also PayPal has been included. So just a lot of positive changes going forward to make things easier for everyone. And it's good stuff. It's real good stuff. So just know that my classes are not on my new website yet, but they're coming. So that's all coming. Everything we're growing. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon. Yes.
Yeah, we are growing. So guys, we couldn't do it without you. We're so excited that you're here with us today. Thank you for being part of the conversation. We will be back next Saturday at 10 o'clock and stay tuned for the next topic. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.